Hi everyone, and welcome to the Bryant News Network. I'm Angie Angers.
And I'm Sarah Larrabee, and we'll be your hosts for the show. Well, Angie, it's a new year, it's a new show, it's a new set, it's so exciting. What do we have on today's program?
So to start today, we have In Case You Missed It, and this will be starring Sean and Ariel for today. They'll be going over news things that you might have missed, everything from high school drama in Rhode Island to crazy national segments that tell you a little bit of what you may have missed if you don't always catch channel 10 or 12 in the morning.
Right. Then we'll throw it over to Chad, who has our Bryant Sports and an update on the baseball playoff season and the NHL lockout.
And then don't forget about our segment that's all about what you may not know about Bryant, and they call themselves Bull Talk. Now, that is starring Dana and Bailey and Mario, and they have a great segment. It's high energy, a lot of fun for you.
And if you're into movies and entertainment, well, we have that for you too. Inez and AJ take care of all your latest celebrity gossip from the Golden Globes and who's hosting it, what they're wearing. So we'll have that for you towards the end of the show.
Now, don't miss us too much because we will be back shortly, but we're going to start by sending it off to In Case You Missed It.
Thank you, Angie and Sarah. Welcome to In Case You Missed It. I'm Ariel Molino.
And I'm Sean Lambert. In case you missed it, the International Criminal Organizations list has its newest member. Mara Salvatrucha, also known as MS-13, is one of the largest gangs in the world. They are now subject to having their assets frozen and confiscated by the federal government. The gang is known for being ruthless, violent, and uncontrollable, committing numerous brutal murders. According to the New York Times, MS-13 is in 46 states, including right here in Rhode Island. On October 11th, 13 members of the gang were arrested here in Providence. Many are awaiting trial. A local high school is outraged as their homecoming dance was ended early by administration at Middletown High School. Why? Because of a popular dance style known as grinding. Hundreds of students band together and signed a petition fighting the grinding ban. Administrators, on the other hand, fought back, saying they do not condone girls, quote, on all fours and young men bumping and grinding, end quote. Students are continuing to fight the ban.
Police in the Netherlands are searching for a burglar who stole several famous works of art from a popular exhibit. An alarm was tripped when a, quote, well-prepared burglar broke in and stole several works of art, including those done by Picasso and Monet. The paintings are part of a private collection being revealed to the public for the first time. Investigators are currently reviewing security footage and trying to catch the thief. In other news, we all know that children need a lot of sleep, but how much is enough? A new study reveals that kids who get plenty of sleep are healthier and better behaved in school. Children who got more sleep were more alert in class, and those with less were reportedly more impulsive and irritated. Experts now recommend that students need 10 to 11 hours of sleep a night. Don't I wish I was still a kid?
Man, I wish I was a kid too. Well, thanks for watching In Case You Missed It. And now to Chad for sports.
Thanks, Sean and Ariel. How about our football team? Our Bulldogs defeated the Robert Morris Colonials 38-35 to pick up their first win of the season. It just goes to show you great things happen when everyone's on their A game. Bryant's men's tennis team was on fire this past Sunday as they swept the Hartford Hawks 7-0. This team is showing a lot of promise for the rest of the year. Speaking of showing promise, our swimming team, both men's and women's, is prepared for a record-setting season. The men's side of the program recently joined the MAC Conference, and we will be competing for the conference championship, even though it's their first time in its conference. On to the MLB. Last night, the Detroit Tigers defeated the New York Yankees 2-1, expanding their ALCS series lead to a 3-game lead. Can the slumping Yankees without Captain Derek Jeter make a 4-game swing? I think the Yankees will take Game 4 with the help of starting pitcher CC Sabathia, but then the road will end there. Sorry, New York, but I'm sure you'll be back next year. Anyone missing hockey? The NHL injected life into a stagnant labor negotiation Tuesday, making a surprise offer to the NHL Players Association that was highlighted by a 50-50 split in hockey-related revenue and a full 82-game season starting November 2nd. To the average fan, this seems like a fair contract that the players should take, but there is way more to that. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and hopefully the players work something out very soon. Within a month, I hope the NHL begins. Now over to Bull Talk.
Hello, Bulldogs, and welcome to today's newest segment, Bull Talk.
I'm Super Mario. I'm Princess Dana.
And I'm Princess Bailey. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Bryant's urban legends.
Ooh.
So, have you guys ever wondered why no one walks through the archway?
It's because you won't graduate, right?
That's what they want you to think.
It's a legend.
No.
Exactly. Really, the real story is that when this archway was transported here, it is actually a portal that leads to an alternate universe.
No.
Yes. It doesn't lead to the underworld. It doesn't lead to Davy Jones' locker. It's worse.
What does it lead to?
Eternal exam week.
Eternal exam week?
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That sounds pretty awful.
So
I know I'm
be-
not walking underneath that archway.
Definitely not me.
Me neither. Have you guys heard of the evil professor? Like, no one walks around the pond.
Why?
You haven't heard? There's this evil professor.
I bet it was an accounting professor.
Or a management professor.
It's anonymous. No one even knows where he disappeared to. They haven't even found the guy.
No.
The legend
What did
is
he do?
he drowned students in the pond. And if you hear your name being called out, he's coming after you. That's why DPS or professors won't even walk around the pond at night.
Oh my goodness, I'm never going to the library late at night ever again.
Not at all, not
Or
even
you
during exam week.
Especially not exam week.
Speaking of, did you guys ever wonder why those geese never leave during winter? Or why there's geese poop everywhere all the time, no matter what? Well, it all started off with one little goose who applied to Bryant University. And guess what? He got rejected.
No.
Yeah,
Rejected.
rejected. So you know what he decided? To take revenge on all the Bryant students. By anyone that walks by and gets bit by a goose turns into a goose. And the only hope of coming back into a human form and a Bryant student again is if some other student steps in the goose poop.
No way. The goose poop.
Gross.
Exactly.
Bum, bum, bum. Well, I know I'm not getting any sleep tonight.
I know that's right.
Me neither.
Well, that's all we have for today. Now we're going to throw it over to Sarah and Angie.
Smile pretty.
Well, wasn't that sassy, sexy, and fun?
It's a whole lot of fun in one, and I loved the archway, their own myth of the archway. I mean,
The urban legends of Bryant. I mean, we could go on for hours, but we only have 10 minutes.
and just
so.
to throw that out there, guys, those are not necessarily the true urban legends of Bryant, in case you missed that part.
All right, well, we're going to talk about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. As you can tell, we're kind of representing our pink. All of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it's just an important month to kind of raise awareness and raise funds for cancer research. You know, more times out of not, you will know someone affected by some sort of cancer, and it's kind of an unfortunate part of life, but this is why it's so important to kind of talk about it here today. And I know the Breast Cancer Walk is this week as well. What's really exciting about that is Bryant is actually the number 5 company out of all the teams signed up in Rhode Island, because we have over 170 participants and about 72 teams.
That's awesome. I didn't even know that. Way to go, Bryant, and helping out. I also love how in the NFL, I mean, I don't like football. I actually loathe football.
Sorry, Jen.
And I love how they wear their pink cleats and their pink towels, you know, all to support such a great cause.
Only real men wear pink.
It's true. Only real men. Especially like Julian Edelman. Oof. I mean, that's how I watch football. Anyway, moving on. October is also Celiac Disease Awareness Month. Now, many of you don't care. I personally care, as I've been tied to it since I was, you know, a little kid. So,
What can you tell us a little bit more about what that is?
yes, celiac disease is a genetic disease that infects 1 out of 33 people estimated in the United States. And it's basically an intolerance that your system has to the gluten protein, which is everything you like that tastes good.
In Salmo.
Yes.
You cannot eat in Salmo.
No, I can't. So it's all wheat products, bread products, you know, those donuts, cookies, cakes, everything you like. Pizza? No pizza. So in honor of this month, I've challenged my friends to go gluten-free with me for maybe a week at a time. And, you know, they have some fun with it, and then they kind of realize what I've gone through since I was 5 years old. So it's a lot of fun at the end of it, too, when they're stuffing their faces with pizza, and I'm like, still here, guys.
Yeah, I can imagine. I probably couldn't do that.
I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could. Actually, Sarah, so this week, starting Sunday,
Why do I do this?
For right now, we're going to throw it over to entertainment with AJ and Inez.
Hey everybody, welcome to Entertainment News on BNN. I'm AJ.
I'm Inez.
And every week we're going to be telling you about the top stories in celebrities, movies, music, TV. First off today, we're going to be talking about the recent decision of the Golden Globes, and they made a move to hire Amy Poehler and Tina Fey to host the annual ceremony. And this was following a decision made a few weeks back by the Oscars to hire Seth MacFarlane to host the Oscars. And I think both of these are incredibly smart moves. For those who have been watching the numbers and the demographics of the Oscars and the Golden Globes, these major award shows are losing people. The audiences are going very down, and that's not really good because they want people to be watching these award shows every year. They make them as extravagant with musical numbers, celebrity appearances, everything that people should be watching. But no one really has been. And so by hiring someone like Seth MacFarlane, who all teenagers love because of Family Guy and Ted recently over the summer, and also going towards Amy Poehler and Tina Fey on the issue of 30 Rock and Parks and Rec, I think they're going to see a lot of young people going towards watching these comics host these shows, and they're going to be very interested to see on how they'll do. And I think that was a very good move for them to do that, to see how they're going to do with hosting this award show. And now Inez is going to talk about a movie that she saw over the summer.
Thanks, AJ. Over the summer, I watched this movie called Over the Road. It's a French and American movie, and it was presented at the Cannes Film Festival. And so all my friends told me to go watch it because it was supposed to be a very good, independent and free-spirited movie. But I was kind of disappointed when I watched it because I thought it was very slow-paced, because a lot of foreign movies are very slow-paced, unfortunately. And I thought the end of the movie was very frustrating too, because it basically just said that, the ending was just very disappointing overall, and it's not a movie that I would recommend, because if you're looking to see something different from regular movies and very independent, then that's not what it was supposed to be. So I don't know, actually. Okay, thank you.
Well, speaking about ambiguous endings, I think that's a great transition to what we're going to be talking about next together, which is Prometheus. It's a big blockbuster that came over the summer, and it's now recently released for home media on Blu-ray and DVD. And those of you who have seen the landmark film series Alien, or any of the films in that series, probably saw this movie and saw the connections that it had to the series. Did you see any of the Alien movies?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, there's a lot of things in there, like the U-shaped ship that holds the mothership and the aliens. That was featured in there. There was the Wayland Company, which was the company that hired the humans out to seek the aliens. And at the end, I think you know what part I'm talking about, but there's a very strong hint to well, not really a strong hint, just a direct statement that this is part of the Alien franchise. What do you think of Prometheus?
I mean, I'm not really into sci-fi usually, and when I watched that movie, I didn't know what to expect really, and I was actually quite surprised. I thought it was really good because it had really great special effects, and Michael Fassbender playing as David, the android, did just an amazing job. He became my favorite actor since that movie, and he's been doing a great job in X-Men and A Dangerous Method.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, a bunch of really good movies. So I thought that was good, but then I also have to admit that sometimes I was really lost. You have to stay very focused during the whole movie because it's very complex and it gets pretty confusing. So that's the only bad thing, I guess, I have to say.
Even if you're paying attention to it, there's a lot of things in it that go completely unanswered. And I think this was because they relied on the fact that they would get a sequel, but no sequel was guaranteed until after the release date. And this really did frustrate me because, as she said, the acting was brilliant, the special effects were incredible. Noomi Rapace just embodied the character, and I thought that was incredible of her. So in the end, I think we both agree that we really did enjoy the movie, but there was a lot of ambiguity, and they just really set themselves up for the sequel. So that was a bit of a disappointment. Right?
Yep,
okay.
I agree.
So thanks for tuning in. Back to you, Sarah and Angie.
Thanks, AJ and Inez. So, Angie, what's your favorite movie?
I mean, I enjoyed listening to a segment about movies that are intellectual, interesting, and have real plots, but I'm always going to be a fan of good old Aladdin. Sorry, guys.
Disney, okay.
The
All
Disney
right.
classics, to me, that's where it's at. But I mean, thank God we have Inez and AJ to tell us about movies that really, truly matter. And next week, I know they're going off about the Halloween favorites.
Oh, I think we're going to have a whole Halloween special next week.
We are, so make sure to stay tuned for that.
We'll see you right here at the same time, same place. Thanks for watching the brand new Bryant News Network. I'm Sarah Larrabee.
And I'm Angie Andrews. Have a great day, everyone.